Hi, my name's Mark Colman. I'm 48 years old, and next year, on the 18th of June 2017, I intend to break the Guinness World Records for the longest submergence in a controlled environment, which stands at 4 days, 4 hours at the moment. And I intend to break that by a complete 24 hours. I have attempted this in 2012 and stayed in for 4 days, 4 hours and 22 minutes. However, certain evidence wasn't in place, so it was an unofficial world record. So 5 years to the day, next year, I intend to jump in the pool again, the underwater filming studio in Basildon in Essex, to complete my mission of becoming a Guinness World Record holder and staying underwater for a complete 5 days. Whilst doing this, I will be raising money for 3 to 4 military charities to raise money for our war veterans that need our help. I myself am a war veteran and suffer with PTSD, so this is a good way of getting back the help I got from charities and raising lots of well-needed funds to help the boys and the girls from all our 3 services to get back on their feet when they actually leave the services.
And what everyone's going to want to know, Mark, what about toilets and food?
They're all right, aren't they? With toilet training, depends what I do. The last record attempt I did, we are entitled to 5-minute rest period every hour. So I would accumulate that over 3, 4, 5 hour periods and come out. However, as the attempt went on, it was harder and harder to stay in for that long because my body was completely on a meltdown. So this year round, I'm not sure whether or not, being mad that I am, whether or not to actually bin and not do the breaks so that when I actually leave surface, I will stay in for the complete 5 days. I have a nutritionist on board that will be helping me, obviously, to try and bone myself up so I won't need to go to the toilet when I'm down there. However, if I need to, obviously, accidents happen. There's not much I can do about that, as long as I break the record.
Is this something you've been into for a while, diving and so on? Is it a hobby of yours,
I was in the forces in the Royal Engineers, and when I left the forces, I took up a career as a commercial diver, working inshore building sites. So if you imagine anything that was done on the surface on a building site, I used to do all this underwater. And because of that, I lost a friend years ago, and I gave up my career because I couldn't get over the accident. It wasn't my fault, wasn't anybody's fault. Accidents happen. So I gave up the career, and when I did the last record attempt in 2012, that was actually my next dive, well, of a period of about 8-9 years since I actually last dived.
And you were saying that it really took your toll on your skin, for example, just your fingers were...
Yes, you get a water saturation. Obviously, like you go in the bath, your hands get, I mean, mine are a bit wrinkly now from being in here for about 20-25 minutes. So about 3 days into the attempt last time I did it, my hands look like cock and wall buds, and it's purely because of the water saturation. I did use a substance called wolfer oil. It's a bit like what the channel swimmers used when they swim across the channel. However, when I was putting that on, it was kind of trapping the moisture in my hands. And when I'd actually finished the attempt and went to hospital, it was explained to me that I had the onset of frostbite in my hands because the water, it kind of frostbite inward outwards. So this time round, I'm planning on using a dry glove system so my hands don't get wet. Again, that's the plan, obviously, but who knows.